So you might have seen on socials that I have just run the Midnight Sun Marathon here in Norway. I'm at the hotel that I've been staying at, which is not actually near Tromso where the marathon started and finished. It's actually a few miles away and it's absolutely beautiful here. This is real Norway, fjords, beautiful white sand beaches with aqua, clear water, and it's really peaceful and quiet. Tromso, even though it's really far north in Norway and out of the way, it's actually quite a busy town, and there was a lot going on there, obviously with the marathon going on. So it's quite busy, quite noisy. Coming back here, it's just perfect. I love it here. But what happened at the marathon? Well, I'd signed up for it because I'd always wanted to do it. Well, you know, ever since I got into running, I wanted to do this Midnight Sun Marathon. It seemed so exotic, so far away, and so amazing that you could run in the middle of the night during the daylight. So I'd wanted to do it for ages. So I signed up, made my way up to Tromso, a very long journey from London Heathrow to Frankfurt, a long stopover in Frankfurt, then a journey to Bergen, which is in Norway, and then a long stopover there, and then all the way up to Tromso. So it was a very long journey. I was really tired, and so my body clock was already kind of out of kilter. Also, bear in mind that I haven't really been training for a marathon. My main focus for this half of the year is getting the Swiss Alps 100 race done. I've DNF'd it twice. I have to finish it this time. I can't go back a fourth time. I'm gonna either get it done or fail a third time. Anyway, that's by the by. So I haven't really been training for a marathon. But I've been fairly fit. I've certainly been improving my fitness over the past few weeks. The injuries and niggles that I've had since Christmas have kind of died away, although I did feel like my hamstrings were a little bit tight, and we'll come to that in a minute. So I arrived in Tromso and got ready for the marathon and was really looking forward to it. And I decided that I would go for 3.5 hours. And that was my goal in Brighton in April. And I managed to stick to 5 minutes per kilometre in Brighton for 27 kilometres before things fell apart. It was warm, and I probably wasn't well enough trained, so I came in at 3 hours 44 minutes. So nice here. So I'd started the Tromso Midnight Sun Marathon with high hopes that I could maintain that 3 hour 30 pace of 5 minutes per kilometre and get a 3 hour 30 marathon. And we started and things were going fine. So the weather wasn't great. It was cloudy, a bit overcast. As we headed out of Tromso, you climb over quite a steep bridge, but early in the marathon it was fine, no problem. Climbed over this bridge and then headed out on the coast road with the coast on our, the sea on our right and the mountains on the left-hand side. And there were houses and things like that, but it actually thinned out and it got more countryside and beautiful views. And then the sun came out and it was absolutely gorgeous. So I was trotting along at 5 minutes per kilometre with the sun out. It was gorgeous. Everything was going swimmingly well. It was absolutely brilliant. I had decided to try, because everybody keeps telling me that I need to fuel better. My wife tells me, running groups that I'm on tell me, everyone keeps telling me I need to fuel my runs better. So I decided I would try to take 30 grams of carbs per hour on a consistent basis throughout the marathon. Bear in mind that, you know, I haven't gone about training my gut or anything, so I haven't done anything specific to get myself ready for that. I just thought I was using these precision hydration little gummy things, and they're quite big. So I actually decided rather than take them in one go, I would kind of cut them up and take one bit every 4 kilometres, but it would make up 30 grams per hour. And initially, that was all going fine as well. So I carried on doing that, and everything seemed to be going all right. All the way through halfway, at the turnaround at the end, and heading back into Tromso, everything ticking over nicely. I did feel like I was starting to work a little bit harder, so from about halfway, 21 kilometres, it did feel like I was working a bit harder to keep up that 5 minutes per kilometre, but I was keeping it up and it was all right. And then we hit the bridge coming back into Tromso, and it's actually quite a steep bridge. And at that moment, two things happened. One, my hamstrings decided they did not like this bridge at all. They were not happy with the bridge, and I slowed right down on the climb up this bridge. And then secondly, my stomach started to turn. Possibly I'd not been taking enough water. When taking the gels, taking the sweets, I hadn't been drinking enough water to help metabolize the carbs. The concentration of carbohydrate was probably too much in my stomach, perhaps. So that's a possibility. But anyway, my stomach went, and it was not good at all. I'm just going to go down this little slope here to the beach. Look, I'll show you one of these beautiful white sand beaches and the crystal clear water right outside the hotel here. Look, that's the beach, and then you come to the water. How gorgeous is this? I mean, it's cold. I've been in it. So there's right there, that is a sauna, and I've been in the sauna loads of times. So you go in the sauna and then you come down these steps where that lady is there. You come down the steps and you go in the water. It's cold, but it's really refreshing. It's fantastic. So there we are. Anyway, so yes, I'd been taking these 30 grams of carbs. My stomach started to go. My hamstrings started to go. I did speed up again on the downhill of the bridge into Tromso, and I got another 5 minute kilometre there. But from then on, I was done, and the legs had gone, and a little bit of motivation had gone. And then it also started to rain, and that wasn't great. It started to cloud over. The sun had gone by now. It was about 11:30 at night. Obviously it's not going to get dark, but remember, this is the Midnight Sun Marathon, so it stays light all the time. But yeah, it started to rain, so that was a bit rubbish. And then the route took a turn to head back out of Tromso again, but through kind of housing and streets that were a little bit dull. We still had the coast on the left, and you could still look out and see mountains and stuff, and it was still quite nice, but the actual street we were running on was a bit dull and a bit miserable, and I was starting to feel a bit dull and miserable. So that happened as well, and eventually, come about 33 kilometres, 34 kilometres, I had to walk. And from there on, for the last 7k, basically, it was run, walk. I was hitting 7 minute kilometres, I think maybe even an 8 minute kilometre in there at the end. Now, what it was, I don't know whether it was a lack of fit. I don't think it was a lack of fitness, but maybe a lack of marathon specific fitness, training fitness for a marathon has contributed, and maybe the carb thing, maybe I need to train my gut more to be able to handle. I mean, 30 grams of carbs is nothing compared to what some of these guys are. They're taking 80 grams, 120 grams of carbs per hour. I mean, I was struggling with 30 grams per hour after 30k. There's no way I could have taken any more. So maybe that's an issue. Part of me feels like I just want to go back to how I ran before. I did a 2:55 marathon in Paris, and all I had was a good breakfast in the morning, and then I had a small bottle of Coca-Cola, and half a banana at 20 miles, maybe just 18 miles or something. that's it, that's all I had. And I felt strong all the way through. I felt no weakness in my legs. I didn't feel like I was underfueled. I didn't feel like that I was lacking any energy. You know, part of me feels like I just want to do that and want to continue with that, but everybody keeps saying, oh, you've got to fuel right, you've got to be, you know, performance will deteriorate if you don't fuel correctly. You know, I've been fat burning for years. I've been using my fat stores as fuel and running at you know, sub-threshold pace. For me, I feel like I'm burning fat and that's my fuel. So I haven't felt like I'm under-fueled a lot of the times. Yeah, sometimes, maybe, but so I don't know. I just didn't enjoy that sick feeling. And even people who are fat, who are well trained with their gut to take on carbs, you still see them complaining of gut issues. You still see them being sick, you know, and I just didn't like that feeling. I don't want that feeling. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm planning on, I think I'd like to do a fast marathon attempt in December, like the Goodwood Marathon or something. So we'll see if I do that or not. Maybe we'll try another fast marathon before the end of the year. We'll see. If not, I've got Manchester Marathon next year. So that was the Midnight Sun Marathon, and I finished it in 3 hours 53 minutes in the end. So it's slower even than Brighton. Just didn't have the motivation, didn't have the strength at the end and the last 10k this time. But if you want to come and do it, I'd recommend it. It's really nice, stunning out on the coastal road, going out and coming back in the first kind of 25k. Really, really beautiful, and a real adventure as well to come out here. You know, look, here we are. I climbed up there yesterday. Did a walk, not a run, just a walk up to the top of there. It's about 200, 300 metre climb up to that pylon up there. And yeah, that was really beautiful views across the whole island chain here at Someroy, which is where I am. And more gorgeous white beaches as well. So definitely recommend, if you want to come and do it, it's really good. But my personal race experience wasn't that great. I feel a bit disappointed in my performance and a bit kind of gutted that I couldn't make 3:30, which was what I wanted. But there we are. Anyway, so that's my recap of the Midnight Sun Marathon. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you found it interesting. Obviously there will be a full race video out at some point in the not too distant future. And from now we concentrate on the Swiss Alps 100, which is at the beginning of August. So thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you on the start line next time. Bye-bye.